23,316,108 signatures from 170 countries in under a week. Hosted on a website called Argentina Out, launched during the 2026 World Cup, calling for Argentina to be permanently banned from future competitions. Closed after the final with a message that required no elaboration whatsoever. FIFA ignored us, but Spain delivered. Thank you, Spain. 23 million signatures, the largest petition in recent memory, so close to the Guinness World Record of 24,319,000 signatures held since 1997 that the comparison was made immediately and widely. The record for the most signed petition in history currently belongs to a 1997 campaign calling for the cancellation of unbearable debts in the world's poorest countries. The campaign that almost broke it was about banning a football team from a tournament because people around the world believed the referee was not impartial. That is the world the 2026 FIFA World Cup leaves behind. Not a clean conclusion, not a definitive result that settles the arguments. A petition signed by nearly 3 times the population of Belgium, closed only because Spain won the final and the organizers decided that the sport had delivered its own verdict, sitting alongside a formal FIFA investigation into 4 Argentine players and a coaching staff member for post-final conduct at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Both realities exist simultaneously. Argentina lost, Spain are world champions, and 23 million people from 170 countries had already decided before the final that the tournament Argentina had participated in was not being run fairly. So what really happened? And what does the full post-tournament picture, the petitions, the player bans, the ref cam footage, the counter-petitions, the institutional silence, tell us about the 2026 FIFA World Cup's legacy? Let's go through it all. The petitions and their numbers, the banning investigation and the specific players named, the Bellingham footage and what 7 words captured by a referee's body camera say about what England experienced, and the counter-petition that Argentina supporters launched demanding a replay that FIFA has already rejected. Start with the petitions, because the scale of them is genuinely without precedent in football history and needs to be understood fully before anything else. The original Argentina Out petition was launched mid-tournament, hosted at argentinaaut.com, after multiple rounds of VAR controversy involving Argentina's knockout matches. It was initially targeting 5 million signatures, a number its creators believed would be large enough to demand a FIFA response. It reached 5 million, then 10 million, then 20 million. By the time the final whistle blew in New Jersey on Sunday evening and Spain celebrated around the tearful Messi, the petition had gathered 23,316,108 signatures. A separate petition on a major petition platform ran parallel and at its peak showed 28,997,266 signatures before it was removed. The petition's website cited several specific factors for the call: Argentina's pattern of escaping punishment for physical play, the Bellingham suspension reversal, the VAR decisions in the Egypt match, the pattern across the knockout rounds. The petition asked why the rest of the world should compete when the winner appears to be known in advance. When Spain defeated Argentina with an extra-time goal from Ferran Torres, the petition organizers posted a brief message: FIFA ignored us, but Spain delivered. Thank you, Spain. That sentence is the perfect summary of what the petition movement represented, not a demand for specific sanctions that its organizers expected FIFA to implement, an expression of collective frustration by supporters across the football world who watched the tournament and concluded that its competitive integrity had been compromised, and who found the sport's governing body entirely unresponsive to that conclusion. FIFA ignored us. That is the verdict. Not rebutted, not engaged with, ignored. And then Spain won anyway, and the petition closed. Argentina's defeat in the World Cup final has not ended the campaign to punish Lionel Messi's national team. Instead, at least 3 separate petitions are attempting to turn anger over refereeing, dangerous challenges, and alleged FIFA favoritism into sporting sanctions, including a permanent ban from future World Cups. Now here is where Argentina's side of this post-tournament picture becomes genuinely complicated, because Argentina supporters did not accept the final result quietly either. A counter-petition was launched on a major petition platform by an Argentine supporter named Gisela Sanchez, demanding a complete replay of the World Cup final. Her petition accused referee Slavko Vincic of corrupt performance, citing what she called video evidence that he was bought to influence the match. The counter-petition collected over 80,000 signatures. FIFA's stance on replaying the World Cup final is clear. It won't happen. The governing body has not acknowledged the counter-petition publicly. The final result stands. Spain are world champions. But the existence of the counter-petition tells you something important about the post-tournament landscape. Both sides of the Argentina controversy are now running petitions. The people who believe Argentina was favored by refereeing want them banned. The people who believe Argentina was robbed in the final want a replay. And FIFA is silent on both. The final itself provided specific controversy beyond what preceded it. Spain saw 2 goals chalked off, from Nico Williams and Ferran Torres. Then Ferran Torres scored the goal that stood, in the 106th minute. McAllister and Nicolás Tagliafico both escaped cards for fouls many felt warranted one. Messi's attempt to have Cucurella sent off for covering his mouth during a confrontation was waved away by Vincic. Argentina were reduced to 10 men when Enzo Fernandez received a second yellow card. Spain won 1-0. And then the confrontations began. FIFA announced that Argentina would be investigated for altercations that occurred during the final, with Nahuel Molina, Leandro Paredes, Thiago Almada, and Argentinian assistant coach Roberto Ayala named as subjects of the formal investigation. 4 individuals, 1 coaching staff member, a formal disciplinary process that could produce match bans carried over to Argentina's competitive international fixtures. The Uruguay precedent, where Darwin Núñez and 4 teammates received bans following a Copa America brawl that meant they missed 3 CONMEBOL qualifying matches, establishes that these investigations produce real consequences. Players sanctioned by FIFA miss real competitive matches, not just friendlies. Here's the interesting part. Because the formal banning investigation places FIFA in a position that its communications team has not yet found a clean way to occupy. The governing body spent 6 weeks defending every controversial decision that benefited Argentina. It reversed a 64-year rule after a confirmed phone call from the host nation's leader. It left 5 formal federation complaints unanswered. It told critics to chill and relax. It called the tournament the greatest human event mankind has ever witnessed. And now it is formally investigating the team that was the central character of all that controversy for post-final conduct. FIFA simultaneously defended Argentina's path to the final and is now pursuing disciplinary action against Argentina's players for how they reacted to losing it. Both things can be true. A team's players can benefit from officiating decisions across a tournament and then conduct themselves poorly at the final whistle. The disciplinary investigation is legitimate regardless of everything that preceded it. But the optics of the sequence, defend, 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 then investigate, are not the optics of an institution whose communications have been consistent across the tournament. Then there is the Bellingham footage. 7 words, captured by FIFA's own referee body camera system and released as part of the governing body's behind-the-scenes tournament coverage. Shortly after the full-time whistle was blown, Bellingham approached the referee, shook his hand, and appeared to say, "Some shocking ones, but all the best." Some shocking ones, but all the best. Spoken while shaking the referee's hand, by a 22-year-old who had given everything across 92 minutes of a World Cup semifinal, who had scored 6 goals to get England to that point, and who walked off the pitch in tears having watched Messi assist 2 goals in the final 13 minutes to eliminate his country from the tournament they had a chance to win. The words are calm, the manner is composed, the handshake is genuine. And the assessment, some shocking ones, lands with the weight of everything England experienced in Atlanta. Argentina racked up 12 fouls in the opening half against England, but received just 1 yellow card. Bellingham was dragged down on 4 separate occasions as he attempted to launch counterattacks. England believed Enzo Fernandez should have faced stronger punishment after appearing to catch Elliot Anderson with an elbow during the first half, while there were also complaints that Lionel Messi had fouled Jed Spence in the build-up to Lautaro Martinez's dramatic winning goal deep into added time. That last detail, Messi's foul on Jed Spence in the build-up to the winning goal, is the moment that England supporters have been discussing most intensely since the final whistle. The incident was not recommended for review by VAR. Not checked, not reviewed. The contact that England believe occurred in the build-up to the goal that ended their World Cup was assessed by the VAR team as not requiring intervention. And Lautaro Martinez's header went in, and England were out, and Bellingham shook the referee's hand and said some shocking ones. Here's the counter-argument, because this analysis demands it. Elfath refereed a match that contained 26 fouls and 4 yellow cards. Bellingham himself said at the post-match press conference that the exchange between himself and Messi was about a foul and nothing bad. He said he was sure everyone would do their thing and make it a big deal, but that it was nothing really. That composure in the immediate aftermath, saying it was nothing really, sits alongside some shocking ones in the private moment captured by the referee camera. The public statement and the private assessment tell you something about the difference between what Bellingham was willing to say on the record and what he felt in the moment. Both are real. Neither cancels the other. The bigger issue connecting all of these post-tournament threads, the petitions, the player bans, the Bellingham footage, is what they collectively reveal about the legacy of the 2026 World Cup. Spain won. Their victory was comprehensive. 1-0 in extra time across a final in which they had 20 shots to Argentina's 0 on target was a deserved outcome by every available metric. Ferran Torres' goal was real. Lamine Yamal's tournament was real. Pedri's control was real. Spain are world champions and deserve to be. And simultaneously, 23 million people from 170 countries signed a petition calling for their opponents to be banned from future competitions. 4 Argentine players are under formal disciplinary investigation for post-final conduct. A 22-year-old English midfielder told the referee some shocking ones while shaking his hand. Egypt's formal complaint about the Argentina match is unanswered. Algeria's formal complaint is unanswered. The phone call is confirmed and unexplained. The Molina investigation is unpublished. The banner fine is unannounced. Both of those realities exist in the same tournament, Spain's genuine achievement and football's institutional crisis. They do not cancel each other. They coexist. And the coexistence of those two things is the 2026 World Cup's legacy. What do you think? When 23 million people from 170 countries sign a petition calling for a football team to be banned, not a fringe movement, nearly a Guinness World Record, does FIFA have an obligation to respond? Or does its silence, combined with Spain's victory, represent the sport having delivered its own answer, regardless of what the institution said or didn't say? If you found this worth your time, a like helps more than you think. Subscribe if you enjoy thoughtful football coverage, and let me know your view in the comments. I read everyone. The banning investigation is open. The Molina investigation is unpublished. Egypt's complaint is unanswered. The phone call is confirmed. And the petition closed with the words, "FIFA ignored us, but Spain delivered."